In Pennsylvania, there's three sets of courts. Well, there's more than three sets of courts, but the ones that I want to focus on right now are three sets. There is the Municipal Court, which handles what are called small claims. So that's everything under $12,000. Then there is the it's called Compulsory Arbitration or Mandatory Arbitration. And that handles everything that's between $12,000 and $50,000. And then there's the Court of Common Pleas, which handles everything that's above $50,000, right? And that's your initial court. There's the appeals. There's all sorts of, you can go to voluntary arbitration, which isn't done by the courts. You could go to mediation, but just for the sake of
this conversation, we're focusing on these three.
Yeah, let's focus on these three. And so the first question I'm really asking you is, what are your damages? And when people tell me what their damages are, you also have to separate that, because let's just say you have a contract, right? And I have a contract, you're going to build my backyard out for $100,000, and you do that in a screwed up way. And I've paid you, $50,000. You think you're owed $50,000. I think I shouldn't have to pay you the $50,000. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, I'm in the highest level court, which is the Court of Common Pleas. I don't have to go to arbitration. It's not small claims. It's the court.
Okay.
If you call me and you say, this has taken an emotional toll on me, I haven't been able to sleep. Think about all the times that I had to come home from work to yell at these contractors.
Yeah.
Right? My damages are $2 million. I'm going to laugh at you, right? Maybe I won't laugh at you, but I'm going to tell you that you're not going to recover that.
Sure.
Right? So if you have a contract, then your damages are typically, confined by the contract and what the damages could have been arising from this contract, right?
So just to ask on that point, though, because I think that a lot of folks, the emotional damage, and mental health is a huge topic these days, right? So are the courts more forgiving in that area, less forgiving? Are they more strict to the contract? When would that sort of like mental health, damage come in? Does it mean that does something else have to happen? Meaning like I was doing all these phone calls, I'm dealing with all this stuff, and then I lost my job because I was focusing on my backyard, right? And now I can prove damages? Like, does it have to be something else that adds to it?
Sure. And the way that you just said it, right? I was focusing on my backyard and I lost my job, or I missed work. Maybe that is a damage, right? But the emotional distress that you got from fixing up your backyard, no one's going to award you. So you have to almost, when you're thinking about this in the beginning, again, before you even go to a lawyer, you should put yourself into the shoes of a judge or a jury person that's going to hear your case at the end. And it's like, I didn't pay this contractor 20 grand because I couldn't sleep at night, and now he owes me $1 million. It's like, okay.
So it's a little bit of I guess step one is take a breath. Step two is when you're in a less emotional state, and I love that idea. Step three, put yourself in the shoe of a mediator, right? Not necessarily the person you have a grievance with, but just like if somebody as a third party was listening to this, what would they most likely say? And that probably is going to give you a good sense of direction of where to go next.